Welcome back, guys. We have a nice red oak log here. It's about 8.5 feet long, and we're going to get this thing squared up. I have a friend of ours that's looking for a beam, and he needs this to be about 8 by 10 if we can get that out of there. But if not, we'll get it milled up, and if it's not something he needs, then we'll just go ahead and mill it down to whatever we can use. This is the tree that we cut down right in here behind you guys a couple of weeks back, and it didn't survive the drought that we had this year. So still going to be kind of green inside. However, it definitely was time for the tree to come down, and we're going to get something out of it rather than just firewood. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's roll this thing up on the skids and see if we can knock the corners off of it. They were saying on the weather this morning, this is probably going to be the last really warm day we see for a while. We're going to be in the 70s today and drop down into the upper 20s tomorrow. Oop. Get caught on some bark there. There we go. The bark on these red oaks are tough. And it's hard to get your hook to stick in here in order to get a good bite on it. Let's see. It's getting pretty close. These rails have worked out real well for us, guys, and depending on the log and what we have going, if I keep them closer together, it's easier to maneuver the log, or if it's a longer one, just spread it out. Makes it easier to move the stuff around. If I had to take a guess, I bet this log's weighing in the neighborhood of 800 pounds or more. So when you're moving that kind of stuff, you have to be careful and have a plan. We do have about a 2.5 inch taper on this log. That shouldn't be any problem. Get this guy lifted up and centered. just going to measure to the center of the log here, guys. Both ends. We should be able to get what we need. That's going to be pretty close. Alright guys, I think we're about ready to mill. I did swap the lubrication tank out to antifreeze today due to the fact that they're saying cold weather's coming in. This is RV and marine grade antifreeze, and this is good for negative 50-degree temperature. So we've got our watering system protected now, and we're ready for cold weather, and we're also ready to start sawing. I think we're going to make our first cut right down through there, guys. I take my tape measure, get right to the edge of the log, and then look where the blade is going to be cutting through on this side of the log. We're about 6 inches there. So I know at least 6 inches of the material will be square from this point. So if I was cutting 2x4 material, then I would want this distance to be at about 4 inches. For my first square cut, and that seems to work out pretty well. We can again live edge down and at least make 1x4s. So depending on what you're making, your first cut is probably critical due to the width of the material, and then after that it's going to give us a flat plane that when we roll the log over, it can set down on the bunks and we won't need our toe board there to lift up on the end of the log. Have a couple of nice pieces of firewood off of this. This being red oak, I don't want to waste anything. And that first cut went real well, guys. Now at this point, our 6-inch mark worked out real well for us. By the time we square this side up and this side up, we should be able to get us a really nice 1x6, maybe even a 2x6 off the top of this before we get down to our 8x8 dimension. So the first cut went real well. Let's roll the log over and see how we do on the other side. I've said this before, but red oak, black oak, and white oak is some of the best building material that you can use. And the fact that we get to make this stuff to what we need or want is a big benefit of owning one of these saws. Okay, now we're going to square up the opposite sides. And what I'm going to do, since this is our worst side as far as twisting and crowning on the log, I'm going to cut my first slab off of this. Then that way when we flip this guy up to the straighter section, we're going to waste less material that way. See if that gets us close. Not bad. Another great cut, guys. We could go ahead and take another inch run on this, and we'd end up with at least a 1x6 by the time we took our live edge off, or leave it as a live edge board. But I want to see how this beam's going to turn out with a little bit of wane left on it. So we're going to go ahead and roll this, take this bottom cut off, and see what we have here. Red oak is some amazing material to look at. This thing's heavy enough now, I'm not even going to clamp it. We'll just go ahead and start sawing down through here and see what we end up with. We're gonna make our first cut pretty thin, and then we'll see what we end up with as far as 1/bys. Well, there we go, guys. I'm going to leave this bark line on here just in case that's something they're interested in. We did end up with a 10 by 10. That's not bad. So red oak is beautiful material, and again, you can make anything you choose to out of this stuff. Strong, holds well outside, and if you treat it or paint it or something like that, it'll last forever. If you're out enjoying your sawmill, have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you on the next one.